So today we're going to be multiplying polynomials using the distributive method. And the distributive method is basically that you're going to take a term from the first polynomial and you're going to distribute it to the entire second polynomial. And you'll do this with each term of the first polynomial. You distribute each of these terms to every term in the second polynomial. So what that basically means is we're going to turn this into two distributive equations. And those equations are 3x times this entire polynomial, which will be 2x squared plus 7x minus 8. Okay? And then we're also going to take this second term, 5, okay, 5 times 2x squared plus 7x minus 8. So we're basically turning this problem, a slightly more complicated problem than one you might have worked previously, into a simpler problem, a previously worked problem. And what we're going to do is we're going to distribute this 3x. We're going to distribute this to every term in this polynomial. So I'm going to draw arrows here. Distribute, distribute, and distribute. So 3x times 2x squared gives me 6x cubed. Okay? 3x times 7x gives me 21x squared. And then 3 times negative 8 gives me negative 24x. Okay? Similarly, I'm going to distribute with this second term here. So 5 times 2x squared gives me 10x squared. And then 5 times 7x gives me 35x. And then 5 times negative 8 gives me negative 40. And it's a habit for me to just line up my like terms. And because I've lined up my like terms, now I can combine those like terms. And if I combine those like terms, I'm going to get 6x cubed. And then 21 plus another 10 gives me 31x squared. And then negative 24 plus 35, which is the same way as saying 35 minus 24, which is going to give me 11, and then minus 40. Okay, so that would be my solution. Okay, and just for fun, let's do another one, because I think it's great practice to do more than one. So leave that on there for a second and let you make sure you get that. Okay. Similar problem, we want to multiply, only this time instead of having a binomial in front, I have a trinomial in front. Now what that means is, instead of having two multiplication sentences, so if you go back up here, I had a binomial and I had two multiplication sentences. Down here, because I have a trinomial in front, I will have 1, 2, 3 multiplication sentences. So if I write out these multiplication sentences, they will go as so. X squared times 4x squared minus 7x plus 10. Second multiplication sentence will be 3x times 4x squared minus 7x plus 10. So I'm taking each of these and turning them into distributive sentences. Okay, so then negative 1. Here's a common mistake I see, is that people take this 1 and they put it down here and they don't bring this negative sign. That's a really common mistake that I see. 4x squared minus 7x plus 10. Okay, so now what? To each of these, what are we going to do? Distribute, distribute, distribute. Now, if you count my arrows, I should end up with a total of 9 terms. Now that's important because before I combine like terms, I want to make sure I haven't missed anything. And the way to keep up with that, just to, again, go back to the previous problem, a binomial, 2 terms, times a trinomial, 3 terms. Well, 2 times 3 is a total of 6. So before I combine like terms, I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 terms. And I did. So down here, I have 3 terms times 3 terms. I should have a total of 9 terms before combining like terms. Okay, so x squared times 4x squared gives me 4x to the 4th. X squared times negative 7x is negative 7x to the 3rd. And x squared times 10 is 10x squared. Then down to the second multiplication sentence, 4x squared times 3x, so this first multiplication. 3 times 4 is going to give me 12, and x times x squared is going to give me x cubed. And notice I go ahead and just line up my x cubes to make this work. And then 3 times 7 give me negative 21, and x times x will give me x squared, and then 3x times 10 is 30x. Okay? So far, so good. And then our third term, I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so that we can see this. And then our third term, this is really easy. Negative 1 times anything, it's just going to change the sign. So I just sheet and say, okay, so that 4x squared is going to become negative 4x squared. And the negative 7x will become positive 7x. And the positive 10 will become negative 10. And then lo and behold, we're going to combine like terms. So if I combine like terms, starting with my largest term, my highest degree term, it has no like terms, so I bring it down. And then I have negative 7, and since there's no sign in front of this, it's going to be a plus, so negative 7 plus 12. Again, that's the same as 12 minus 7, which gives me positive 5. Okay. And then 10 minus 21 minus 4. So, well, 10 minus 21 is negative 11. Take 4 more away from that, you get negative 15. Okay? And then 30 plus 7 is 37. And then the negative 10 comes down. And voila, there is the answer to your multiplication problem. So if you have any questions about this, please contact me and let me know. Otherwise, happy multiplying.